Hey there, welcome to Why Not Webby, where you get to watch a variety of videos. In today's episode, I will show you a short skit I did called The Beach. Also in this episode, I have clips from my Dashcam, which were recorded in both Kentucky and Florida. And finally, I want to share with you a story that took place 35 or 36 years ago. I actually think it's hilarious now, but at the time it was happening, I didn't feel that way. All right, so let's dive right into it. And please remember, subscribe and share this channel far and wide. Okay, roll 'em Luigi. Alrighty, another day. Oh. Hey, looks like there's a good amount of sunshine out there, though. Have to go look outside. Might be a good day for the beach. Oh, wow, yeah. What? You're kidding, right? How can... Oh, dang. What the heck is that? It's actually an SUV covered with dolls. Well, look up there. Alright, I just gotta ask. Was it the food? Nah. Right? I love the sight of F-22s flying by in the morning. What a beautiful flag. I love seeing this as I drive around. Had a strong storm last night. Oh goodness, I feel sorry for the owner of that car. Somebody said, oops. Alright, wish I had better video of this, but trees were touching the power lines, and as soon as it did, power went out in the neighborhood. One of the things I like about driving, you just never know what you're going to see on the roads. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I found the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Look it, it's right there. Welcome to Why Not Webby's Story Time. Today I want to share with you one of the funny memories I have from many, many years ago when our three daughters were still very little, and not sure if my son was born yet, but we used to get them dressed in these one-piece outfits. You know, they had suspenders and pockets and stuff like that, and they were just so adorable. Anyway, but our daughters had this horrible habit of putting their hands into their pockets as they walked around. You know, being the safety conscious guy, I wasn't having that. So I got them together in the living room, decided I was going to educate them on the risks of walking around not having your hands available to catch you in case you fall, things like that, and so on. And of course, being an NCO, I knew that a lot of people learn much better when they have a demonstration so they can have that visual to learn by. So I had them all standing on one side, and I had this clear path in front of me, and I was going to, demonstrate a fake fall, slow fake fall, so that, no one really gets hurt, and show them why it's dangerous to walk with your hands in your pockets. So I stick my hands in my pockets, I take my first step, and this is when one of my daughters, not going to mention any names, decides she wants to watch from the other side. And so as she darts across, my foot hits her foot, and boom, down I go. But it's really weird. You know, when you go through something that is going to be traumatic, it's like time slows down because all I could see as I started to fall off to the side was we had this entertainment unit that was made out of solid wood, and it had the shelves on it. And I saw that corner of that shelf coming right for my eye. Couldn't get my hands out of my pockets. So all I could do was kind of brace for it, turned my head, and boom, right there into the side of the head. Next thing I know, I'm laying on the floor and I am hurting. Okay. And I hear my wife gasp and she says, "There's blood under your head." I'm like, "What?" And I'm at this point, I am not feeling good physically. My head is hurting. I'm getting nauseated. And my girls are terrified. Sorry. Anyway, we ended up where my wife had to drive me to the ER. And we get to the ER. And if you've ever been to an ER, it doesn't matter, civilian or military, it's going to take hours, right? So we decide, okay, take the kids home, feed them dinner and whatever else, and I'll call you when I'm done. You can come pick me up. It's no big deal, right? So anyway, hours go by. They fix me up. They clean me up. I don't think I had any serious issues. Some people may argue that my mind, never mind. But yeah, there was a concussion, and the bleeding was from my ear and part of my scalp bleeding. It's nothing real serious. However, when you have a concussion, you start feeling really sick and not feeling good. So I'm done. I get discharged. And this was before the days of cell phones. Okay. I'm thinking that cell phones were in existence, of course, but they weren't common. Not everybody had them. They were expensive and really junk. I remember our first ones were these horrible Ericsson phones that, they were not smartphones. They were just cell phones. Anyway, getting off track. I tried to call from the landline to our home landline because that's all we had. And, it just kind of buzzes. Meep, 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 that kind of thing, when it doesn't make a connection. And I'm thinking, who the heck is she on the phone with? And it's either that or something's wrong with our phone line. So anyway, I wait a few minutes. I call again. Same thing happens. I tried a couple more times. And I'm thinking, I got to get home. So at this point, I'm getting a little heated. I can't get through. I have to walk, so I'm walking. Now, keep in mind, by this time, it's dark out. And my entire head is bandaged. Okay. And I'm walking in the dark across the base. And it looks like I escaped from the psychiatric ward or something. And so anyway, I'm walking this roughly, mile and a half to get to our house. And when I finally get there, I don't have my keys because all I did when we left the house was grab my wallet so I have my ID card so I could get checked in. So I'm knocking on the door and finally I get an answer and my wife's standing there in shock, like, "What are you doing here? Why didn't you call?" So I said, "I have tried to call." And anyway, we find out she had called her dad earlier to tell him what was going on. And when she hung up the phone, it didn't hang up correctly, the old handsets. So calls couldn't come through. I would love to tell you I handled it very well, but no, I wish I'd, handled it better. But anyway, all worthwhile, right? To teach our little girls a lesson of safety. Except that they still did it. They walked around with their hands in their pockets. They're adults now. I hope they don't do that nowadays. Their kids are, wow, gosh, it's been so long. They have some grown-up kids now. So I would like to tell you it was well worth it, but I'm not really sure. But it was a good lesson learned for me. Don't teach people how to be safe. I grew up in the 60s. You would think I would understand that, right? People learn from getting hurt, right? All right. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one.